Hello and hey, and today we're going to mess around with golf with your friends, this time going to be the Alphabet Woods Perfect Score and Guide. The very first hole, we're going to come over here to this general area and go 2.5 power. Again, not specific on really where or how hard you hit that. With that large bowl, it's going to go down into the hole. Hole number 2, we go 1 tile to the right, aim off that triangle, and go just under 3 power. Hole 3, we're going to go aim at this exact spot, going full power. There is a very small chance that you will hit the bottom of that gate when it's on the ground, so you can zoom all the way out if you want to, but I find that kind of disrupts your accuracy. Your mileage may vary. Hole number 4, we're aiming 3 tiles up this hill at this light squared block. If you do make it into this bowl but somehow come out of it, you need to go just a touch to the right. Otherwise, go a bit more left, because you can also bounce off that trampoline and go up the hill a little bit and then back down and into the bowl. Hole 5, there are 2 logs off in the distance. We're aiming at the left one. And when that gate is down, we go full power right off into it. And if you do that, you never have to worry about exiting the far side of this particular ramp. Hole number 6, there is a free hole-in-one if we go just all the way over to the right side. 1 tile up the hill. Not specific, just go full power, aim right there. You're going to be good. Hole 7, we're going to go ahead and go dead center, just under 3 power. Definitely possible to Kobe this, however, I think it's a little safer and more consistent to go ahead and short hop into the tiny bowl. Hole number 8 is our first real skill shot here. We do need to go just over 3 power. Basically this exact power that you're seeing me go right here. We want to go just right of that center line. And then obviously when we have a free spot, we're going to be able to take that off, because we need to enter this bowl with just enough speed to not get, bounced off of the ramp, but we need to beat it down as well. So kind of tricky in theory, but as you saw there in practice, should come easily. This shot we go full power just to the right of the intersection, just as the windmill blade crosses the center part of it, crosses our cursor. I let go. I'm not sure if that's just because it's happened luckily every time for me, but I've found a great success with that and never bounced off when I was trying to use that method. Hole number 10, I'm sure there's a way you could zoom out to kind of time this. However, if you aim just right of that center line, again, just right of it, full power, you should go in a large percentage of the time. However, you can kind of hit that and get knocked off. Hole 11, very straightforward, full power, anywhere near the spot you saw me go, you're going to be able to get over and down and into the bowl. Hole 12, like the last real skill shot here, I kind of use the intersection of this wall and the circular log, and then find a very specific power to just stay in the bowl. It's a clencher every time. Hole number 13, we want to go just under 3.5 power and then aim right of the crease between these 2 logs. That is because there are a couple of false edges that will stop your progress. I'm not sure if that is the fault of the creator or just the kind of janky physics engine that we're stuck with at this present moment. Hole 14, we're going full power. In the middle of all these bolts, we want to make sure this platform is up and all the way up before we go, because if it isn't quite all the way up, you can get launched out of the course. Hole 15 is the trickiest of this, and maybe it's because I don't know exactly how to do it. Otherwise, it requires a very specific full power shot, where there's a crease there, we go just left of it and enter this particular spot. There are trampolines that only get you in on a very specific shot, and there are other various ways to get down here. However, I don't know if there's one that is ultra consistent, because I was able to get here in 4 different ways, so I'm not sure if there's a 5th way that's super easy. But neither here nor there, that one is very consistent if you can get there. Hole 15, we go just right of that crease. There's a secondary line. It is not as clean looking as we kind of roll around this bowl. However, it is very safe, and I've never come out like that. Hole 17, we want to go just right of the intersection of this log. So there's a dark line. There's the wall and a light strip on that circular log. We want to just line up with the dark line. Gets us right into the hole. You know you've done it right if you hear a bunch of little knocks, but your ball doesn't really move. And then finally, hole 18, we want to make sure that our line is just right of this wall that we can see in front of us. And we want to go just with enough power to be touching the bottom of this shadow when the mouse is all the way back from the neutral position of the camera. And that gives us just enough power to get into that bowl, and is a very, very consistent shot. A bit tricky of a setup if you're not using the default settings, or if your shadows are weird, etc. However, I don't think many people will be attempting to go for 18, but if you do play this, this is the way, and the easiest way on most of these holes to get a hole-in-one every single one of them. So, first off, definitely need to credit Shadow. Forgot to do that at the very start of the video. My apologies. I always link down in the description to any course that I cover or make a guide about. If it's not mine and it's not part of the base game, it's always in the description. Please go down to that, subscribe to their course, play, leave them feedback, make sure it's positive. If you didn't like it, constructive criticism, stuff like that. Anyway, I did want to talk about this course specifically because I also made a course that was very similar to this, not nearly as well done, in a much smaller time frame as well. So I'll give myself a little bit of credit, to the point where within the first 24 hours, I had my course out there. And I'm not trying to bolster it by saying that. I'm more defending the lack of quality or aesthetics, because we just nobody was that great using the editor yet. Like, as far as the courses went, there were some nice looking ones, and there were some ones that really played well. And so this is why, after all this time, it's easy to say that if this course is not already a developer approved course, talking about Alphabet Woods, of course, it definitely should be. And as somebody who has done a similar concept, I'm 0% offended if this course gets that rating, just because of how much better it is. I did not realize how much I was not opposed to stylistically having hole-in-ones that are designed by the creator of the course. I felt like, when I was making courses at least, that it should be more of a natural, found thing. But having gone through the last few of these courses that were specifically designed to have, and well designed, that's something I don't want to lose, very well designed to have more natural feeling hole-in-ones, but definitely implemented by their creators. That's a fantastic thing. The only hole that I had any sort of issue with was hole 15, and that's just how much of a gamble or how specific you have to be. Again, like I mentioned during the round, I said like 4. You can get down to that hole easily in like 3 or 4 different ways. You could even go back to hole 14 for a particular shot. I'm not sure exactly what the intended easy hole-in-one is supposed to be, if there is one. I know the trampoline ones was the one that I really expected to take off. It's very simple, but even changing the power up, there's only one particular pixel that gets you to where you need to go. So it's just that's the one hole I kind of issue with, but that's only because it stood out from the other 17. Sorry, that is an absolute nitpick and not a blemish at all. I just wanted a bit more consistency. When I say that, I mean to rank this course at least a 9.5 out of 10. Very fun. Very great. I made a whole video about it. It was a lot of fun to play. It was never frustrating, other than hitting the very small percentage of not zooming out to see sort of the gambles that you can take on holes 3 or 10. And those are the timing holes, yes. So, very fun, very well designed. I liked it a lot. Sorry for talking your ears off. But, as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And be safe, guys.